How's everyone today? Okay, the recording just began, so I'd say it again that I'd like to welcome everyone and call the meeting to order at 7 p.m.
Great.
How's everyone doing today?
Good, thank you. How are
Good,
you?
good, thank you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I don't see Vanessa yet, but hopefully she'll be getting on soon before we get to the community engagement section. I did send her the link.
I sent her the link as well, and she confirmed, Tori.
Yeah, okay, I saw that you did that too. Thank you. Yeah, I had a meeting with her yesterday, as well as another young lady that has been helping me with the count for the past, I think they've been participating at least 5 years now. And she actually works at LASA. So I had a meeting with them yesterday. And so, yeah, I anticipate her getting on. Oh, here she is right now. Okay. I admitted her.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm going to share the screen with the agenda, and so we can dispense with that as soon as it happens.
Okay, that'll be good. Hello, Vanessa.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
Hi,
Wonderful.
Vanessa.
Great, thank you.
So Tori, I have the agenda up, and as always, I'm going to turn it over to you at number 2. But for number 1, drawing everybody's attention to the determination, number 1, determination to continue to hold meetings virtually. Basically, the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners and the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment do have the authority to adopt AB 361 findings on behalf of the city's neighborhood councils, and thereby determine that due to the COVID-19 state of emergency, meeting in person would present imminent risk to the health or safety of attendees, and therefore this meeting is being conducted virtually pursuant to that directive. And it's back to you, Tori.
Oh, wonderful. Again, I welcome everyone, and we know everyone's doing fine so far on the call. And hopefully we're not having any encounters of COVID in our immediate circles or friends and family throughout the community. I know of one person that passed yesterday or day before, but they were in their late 40s or 50s, early 50s, I'm not quite sure, but that was a person that didn't believe in wearing masks or anything. So I'm like, oh boy, that's interesting. Yeah. So, you know, when we hear of all these things and incidents that are occurring, you got to know what their habits were and exactly what was going on. Then I had another situation where somebody's mom passed because the caregiver passed it along to her.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was 95 years old. So I found that out day before yesterday too. So those are the 2 cases I know of this week, unfortunately. But let's continue to stay healthy and use our common sense practices. Stay healthy, stay safe.
Right.
Okay, so
Tori, do you want to do the introductions and approval of the agenda?
yeah, that's where I was going to next. I've already did the welcome and call to order at 7, and the introductions. Would everyone like to introduce themselves as they came onto the line? Which means Dorit.
Hey everyone, this is Dorit. I'm a happy member of this committee. I'm also on the board, and I'm not doing video tonight because I look a wreck. So thank you.
Hey, I understand. But okay, who was on next? Kareem?
Hi, everybody. I'm on the board and I'm happy to be here.
Continue, you?
I'm sorry, was that me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hi, I'm member of the homeless committee. That's it.
Well, that's not it. He's a very important part of the homeless committee. He takes our wonderful notes and gives us some spectacular minutes. Thank you, Hugh.
You're welcome.
Okay, next. Laura, would you like to do an
Okay,
intro?
Sure. I'm Laura Myers. I'm live in Angeles Vista. I've lived in this community for almost 40 years now, which is astonishing. And I am the current UNNC president and your Zoom host of the evening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Laura. I believe Vanessa? No, Vanessa then Mary. Even though it should have been reversed.
Okay, I'll go in. I was gonna wait for Mary. Hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa Gutierrez. I use she, her pronouns, and I am LASA's Community Relation Coordinator for SPA 6.
Okay, Mary.
Good evening, guys. My name is Mary Jones. I am the Senior Deputy for Constituent Services for Council District 10.
Wonderful. Donna.
Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Jones from West Adams Avenues. Just a member, not on the board.
Don't be
Thank
saying
you.
just. Don't be saying
Thank
just.
you.
There are no just. There are no just. Everybody's a participatory body. Teresa.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Tori. Hi, everybody. I'm Teresa Masonette. I'm on the UNNC board and I represent the West Adams Avenues.
Yes. Paula.
Hello, everyone. I'm on the UNNC governing board and a part of this homeless liaison committee.
Wonderful. Welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Yes,
Okay.
feeling much better.
Yeah, you sound better. Yeah, the main thing is the rest. Rest. And
Tori,
do
there's
whatever.
Lewis is here too.
Who?
Lewis Chase.
Oh, Pastor Chase. Oh, let me see. Where is that? Oh, there it is. It came up. Hi, Pastor Chase. Your
But he's
turn.
muted.
Unmute yourself, Pastor Chase. We're doing a brief intro. Can you hear me?
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
I'm the Reverend Louis Chase, the Minister of Community Outreach at the Holman United Methodist Church. And I'm very glad to be with you this evening.
Thank you for coming. Yes, because you're going to have to make some announcements in church regarding the count soon.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Next, we'll have public, well, actually, approval of the agenda. Everyone
Let
approve.
Donna introduce herself.
Paula did, yes.
No, Donna.
Donna, yes, she did.
Oh,
You
sorry.
missed that one, you.
Yep.
I think we're 100% now, right? I believe we are. So approval of the agenda, we'll do. So you can make a notation of that, please, Hugh. And then we'll have public comments. We have 1 to 2 minutes per speaker.
Okay, I'm gonna
And,
stop the share.
Okay. Okay, any public comments? Anything that's not on the agenda? Anything exciting or not so exciting that's going on in any communities that we know of? Mary, I know you have something.
Well, actually, we're just getting ready for the, trying to prepare for the homeless count as well. And that's why I'm here. I know you guys have been pretty active over the years. So here to hear all of what you're doing, have done, will do. And we'll continue to do and how we can be supportive of your work. So I am here joining you all, the homeless committee for the first time, and just interested in hearing, Tori, I've heard so much about your work and some of the others. So I just want to hear how you guys going to organize around the count and how we might be able to assist you in our office.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that immensely, because it's going to be very different this year, but I'm sure it's successful. The goal is to complete 100% of the count.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has to go.
Yes, anyone else, Pastor Chase, anything exciting on outreach around the community?
there's something that's exciting that's going on, and it's in relation to yesterday's City Council meeting, which has banned oil drilling in the city of Los Angeles. And as you know, Los Angeles is the largest urban oil field in the United States of America. The Board of Supervisors in September also banned oil drilling in Los Angeles County. So this is a very bold action for the health of the community.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting for all those that own those oil rights around the city.
Mhm.
But
Reverend
okay.
Chase? Do
Is
you
that
know,
Hugh?
Reverend Chase, do you know if that ban is going to grandfather in previous oil wells, or does this ban mean that they're going to remove all the currently operating ones?
No, it is going to take there's a phase out period. It's probably going to take about 7 years or
Longer.
so for it to become effective, because the toxins, I think, in the soil have to be got rid of by the oil companies for a period of time, but no new oil wells will be, no new drilling will take place as of, I think, now.
Great, thank you.
Okay, Laura. Thank you, Dr. Chase.
Yeah, so I, like everybody else, just read about it, Hugh and Reverend Chase, but I think what it is, frankly, is extraction can continue from existing wells for a period of time, and they're asking for a detailed report on how to amortize the ending, is the phrase I heard, and it could be 7 years, it could be 20 years.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, as the Reverend pointed out, I mean, some of that time is going to be the soil cleanup, but it takes a very long time to, it's not just capping a well, they have to be basically infilled so that
Right.
the gas, not just the oil, but the gas, the methane stays down.
Right.
Below. It's very complicated. So they're asking the planning department or whoever to come up with a plan, and it's going to take a while. So my announcement related to this is that UNNC does have a subcommittee on oil drilling and it's a city policy type of subcommittee as opposed to the case processing like we're doing currently on the Murphy site. So I've already alerted the co-chairs of that we should plan to have some meetings on this separate and apart from our normal case processing and planning and zoning. And that is the end of my non-report report, because we're not supposed to be having a discussion in public comments.
Exactly.
Thank you. But we're on it, just so everyone knows, we're already on it. We just don't know quite what the it is.
Right. Well, that's your public comment. my public comment, it needs to be researched, because we definitely don't want that ethane above ground. I'll tell you that. Well, we'll see. Okay. Anyone else? Dorit, anything with Selah?
And nothing in the footprint of UNNC. Most of the stuff we're doing is over in CD1 for the West Adams district.
Okay. You have to update me on that later. Okay. So since we have no further public comment, wait a minute, Donna, anything West Adams Avenues? Where'd she go? Donna? Must have stepped away for a second. Okay. So that since we have the end of the public comments, Paula, anything from West A?
No, services are still online. We started back to public worship, but they shut down like mid-December. And And I have not been back at work since mid-December. The staff isn't back yet.
Oh, wow.
And we're just being overcautious for testing and for vaccinations.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm probably gonna go help with a vaccinations site tomorrow. And then we'll see from there. Teresa?
Thank you, Tori. I just want to say, just thank you overall to helping us with the situation with one of our residents here in the Avenues and trying to get him housing. His sister now has put him in a facility where he can get help with his substance abuse. I don't know if you knew that he did knock on a few doors at midnight and 12:30 in the morning and cause, some consternation with some of the community, but he is now in a facility where he's getting help. So, but thank you for all your help in getting him a room for a few nights. I appreciate that a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thank you for that update, because I thought by now he had gone out of town. But that's good. Help is excellent, so they can be cured, Or at
Yes,
least on that road to being cured and being a viable member of society.
yes.
Okay. Donna, are you back? Thank you, Teresa.
How did you know I was gone?
I know you don't. I know all things. But I just was wondering if you had anything, public comment regarding West Adams Avenues or.
For our February 9th meeting, for those of you who would like to attend, we are having 2 officers from the transportation from be able to address parking enforcement issues. So they will be here for presentation and questions. So that did happen. I had spoken to you about that, Tori. I found 2 officers from the West area office. And anybody
Okay.
who'd like to attend, that's February 9th at 7, probably about 7:20 for them. And for March 9th, we will have someone from LASA, and we will be discussing, you remember, there'll be questions and answers about the update of whatever information for communities. So we're excited. The next 2 months will be issues that people have a lot of interest in.
Right. Wonderful. Wonderful.
And it will be on Nextdoor, and we will send out reminders. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Okay.
Donna,
Yes,
which meeting is this you're talking about?
it's West Adams Avenues. We meet on the 2nd Wednesday of each month. And we will meet on, as I said, February 9th. And we will have parking enforcement. They'll talk about all the issues that are driving people crazy. And then we will do the same for March 9th, but it will be a member from LASA's organization.
Thank you.
Agency. Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully everyone took notes on that and hopefully can participate. Moving forward, I would like to take the moment, even though Vanessa already introduced herself, I'd like to say we have Vanessa Gutierrez coming up to be our speaker and information person for the homeless count that will be on February 24th. And we probably will gather probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the park at Exposition Park. And she's going to show us a map of the location tonight. Right. So I appreciate it. And hopefully everyone on here can come.
Right. And Vanessa, I did make you a co-host, so you should be able to share the screen.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Donna, I just want you to know you are on my list to email back for that presentation on March 9th. So I am planning on being there. I just haven't sent that yet. So I hear you, I see you. I will put you on the top of the list. I am trying to stay up to date with all these numbers and presentations for the homeless count. So I will give you live data and information on the number of volunteers that we have currently recruited for SPA 6. So I will go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can you guys see it?
It's coming. There it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So let me slideshow. Okay. For those who don't know me, I am again Vanessa Gutierrez. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator for SPA 6. I have the wonderful task of helping recruit and promote and also host the homeless count. Like Tori said, this year is going to be vastly different than last year, partially because of upgrades with the app and then also due to COVID. So again, for those who don't know, the homeless count is basically, we haven't been able to do it since COVID. So the last actual point in time count that was conducted was in 2019. So that's why it's so important that we get enough volunteers for this year, because we will be able to identify where people are currently struggling with their housing and get the funding and housing resources for long-term stability. And specifically for SPA 6, I hope we get more affordable and stable housing, because we have one of the highest crisis housing in the county, but yet one of the lowest affordable housings. So and shelter count, there's 4 parts to the homeless count. This is the what is being conducted and postponed from this week. It was postponed for February 22nd through the 24th. The youth count is also being conducted during the last 10 days of the month. For SPA 6, the Blitz Day is still to be determined. The youth count is done differently because it's more trauma informed and the methodology is different. So it's a 10-day process instead of a 1-day process, because youth homelessness looks different than adult homelessness. So for a Blitz Day, that is when it's kind of like the homeless count for the youth count on the Blitz Day. It's where we have the most volunteers. That's the census tracts that are taken out. And we really focus on that 1 day to go out and identify homeless youth. The next part is demographic survey, and that's the street count. And then the last one is the shelter count, housing inventory count. And that's all the housing programs that are throughout the entire county that we do that. All right, as I said, the homeless count was postponed from this week to February 22nd, the 23rd and 24th, due to the high rise of COVID cases. So we're hoping that we're on the downward slope at this point. Hopefully the week during the Super Bowl, we don't have a huge increase, but this is kind of what the new schedule looks like as of this time. What's new about the app this year, we're not doing tally sheets anymore. So that's a new development that we've been able to work out, and we programmed with the Keto Connect. This is live at this point. The icon for the Keto Connect looks like this little handshake here in the blue. You download it and you can put in your email and start navigating through it. You would use this invitation code, the HC for Homeless Count 2022. And then you'll be able to utilize it as you would if it was the night of the count. You just won't be able to input any data at this time. Some of the COVID-19 safety measures that we're having, we're encouraging people to be vaccinated, obviously wearing the PPE at all times. We will be providing PPE for the youth count and throughout the county for all the spas. We're asking people if they are sick or don't feel well to stay home, regardless of what their status is. We're also asking volunteers to participate in virtual trainings so we can have almost like a vaccination drive-through or some type of testing site. I'll go over that a little bit more in the PowerPoint, but that's kind of what we're asking, so we don't bottleneck in certain areas. We're asking people to pre-download the app, create a username, and attend the virtual trainings. So we also can avoid going indoors rather than staying as like a drive-through type status. And then all of our deployment site coordinators also will be taking a virtual training as well prior to the count. So these are some of the different deployment sites that we're looking to help implement at all throughout the county. We are having the Exposition Park reserved for this year's West Adams count. I am working with a handful of people to make sure that we're having either the drive-through, as it looks like in that area. We will be utilizing the Christmas Lane Park, I think is what's the official title. And it's almost like a big trek. Oh, is it?
Christmas Tree Lane.
Thank you. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Mary. So it's a big circle, basically looking like a track, but we would be able, if people needed assistance, you can see we would have them kind of pull over to the side so we can provide that assistance. And then they can continue on when they're ready to go. So parking would not be something that everybody would need to worry about, just people who are helping coordinate it. And I believe if you might need to use the restroom or anything like that, you would be able to go and park and do that. However, we're working with the parties that did reserve that location will validate parking that night. So we don't have to worry about struggling and getting all that done after the night of the count. It'll be done at that time. So for SPA 6, again, the homeless count is on the 24th of February. We do need approximately up to 700 volunteers just for SPA 6. Throughout the county, we need about 7,000 people. We do know that there are going to be a lot of hesitation due to the COVID status and everything with that. So we're asking people to sign up in teams of 2 to 3 as a safety bubble. Again, you can register as a team of 3 online. I'll go over that in a little bit, but if you are individually participating, you still can walk a census tract. You'll be assigned to a team where you will walk a little area and you'll go as a team so no one's alone or anything like that. We're making sure that you also have all the safety precautions with a flashlight and vest, as well as the PPE. And again, any prior experience is not needed for any of the volunteers. Again, you'll be virtually trained. You have the ability to download the app now and kind of get a little comfortable with it. And then volunteers can also register to 2 to 4 hours to volunteer for this event. All volunteers will get a letter of completion and certificate, and then you can also utilize this time for MSW fieldwork credits. So higher ed students could use this as different hours towards their credentials, and then also the community service individuals who need to get those hours as well. So on this, we are able to see these are actual numbers that I just pulled. I'm keeping this updated so I can provide in point of time numbers for us to kind of just look at. So right now we're at 341. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. I am coordinating with various volunteer programs to try to also recruit other volunteers. We do have 2 cities who have closed their count to the general public, so they will be conducting those census tracts and those census maps or deployment maps as well. So right now, Linwood, the city of Linwood, city of Paramount, and potentially Council District 9 for the South Vermont area potentially might close theirs, but that is, I'll know that information next Friday and can give a final update on that. But we definitely need support in Council District 9, who's hosting the South Park in downtown LA, and then also the West Adams is the largest deployment site that we have. So that's clearly why we need more volunteers and have higher number of needs for this deployment site. So hopefully y'all can help me increase those numbers. Again, I had created SPA6 specific flyers for our area. I have English and Spanish. There's a countywide flyer that you can click on, as well as the social media kit. Again, the youth count is from February 23rd to March 4th. You can register there for the youth count on this link. And if you want additional information about the homeless count, this is available as well. Tori, I'll send this to you, and Laura, so you guys have a copy of this, but all of these links are live.
Okay.
The deployment site coordinator training currently has 2 dates coming up, February 9th and 16th, and then the volunteer trainings. I think I just sent this out yesterday or today, where volunteers can register on the email blast that I sent out. But this is a homeless count virtual. This is a volunteer training video. It's 17 minutes long. It goes over everything regarding the homeless count, the what to do's. It's kind of the bread and butter. If you want to
Uh-oh, you're slowing down on us. We can't hear you now, Vanessa. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, Vanessa, if you can still hear us, if you turn off your video, it might cure the problem.
Let's try that quick.
Okay, well, she's working on that.
Okay.
You got it?
Can you?
No, all we heard was can.
I've learned that when my internet is shaky, turning off the video helps a lot. So we don't need to see your picture.
Yeah, you can still share.
Okay.
And it does work. If
Yeah,
this,
because Paula's does that too. Something, yeah, it does that where the words slur.
Yeah.
Can you? Okay.
Still in and out.
Okay. Well, that was based on presentation. What
If you can keep showing the slides, I'll go ahead and do the presentation if you want to do that, because we can't understand any words.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just to you, and then if I can't, y'all see it out at least.
If I knew, uh-oh.
okay, now she did turn off video.
Yeah. And she's
But
still
she's muted. She's got to unmute.
Okay.
Okay, she's actually put the presentation
In the chat.
No, she hasn't yet though.
Oh.
Okay, because I can click on it if she puts it, if she really does, and then share it.
Right. Yeah, that'll be good.
But so far, nope.
Okay, well then. Was that you, Paula?
Yeah, she needs to unmute. Her mic is still, she did video and, oh, there she is.
Can you hear? I mean, I tried and you still said that you couldn't hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, it's much better. Much better.
Now you're perfect. And maybe you could try sharing again without you being on video. Maybe you can share.
I'm gonna try
or just email me the presentation and I'll do it.
Okay, I'll do that. I think my computer's also running slow. That might also be causing some issues. But that was basically my presentation. I did want to maybe let me see. Let me see if I can put the West Adams link in the chat, and then Laura, if you can click on it, and then we can look at the.
Sure. Well, I may be able to find it too. I found it the other day as they count will you, right?
Yeah, see if that link works in the chat. It should just take you straight to the West Adams information.
Okay. It's taking me straight somewhere, that's for darn sure. Yeah, okay, so I think I can do this. Gonna share sound, optimize, and here we go. You just need to tell me if you can see the screen.
Yes.
Yes. That's different, huh? What is this?
Yeah, it's a different screen.
Are you able to do that at all?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Is this what you wanted us to see? Because that's what came up with the link.
No, that's different.
That is what I want you to see.
That, no, it is
Um,
different, Tori, because we're not going to Holman this year. We're going to Exposition Park.
Now, you know, I know that, Laura. I'm
I know,
talking
so
about-
it's different than what she was showing us before. This is where she sent me now.
Right, but I'm looking at that date. What's the 25th? I thought it only went to the 24th. Unless I'm not seeing it right. Let me see.
Well, 1 a.m. on the 25th.
But what is that?
February
That means we're
24th is
staying up late. That's what.
Oh,
we're
know,
doing.
a.m. I
past
see it now.
midnight.
I see it now. 1 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So what you just share is
Oh, still
Are
doing
you-
it.
midnight now.
Okay, well, Vanessa, now you're going back in and out, but here's what her, I guess
I
my
wanted
question,
to
if Vanessa can
see-
answer it, is why is the deployment site different than the quote parking site? And wouldn't all of it be, just put my cursor
I
here.
can
This
answer.
is-
I can
this is
answer that.
Christmas Tree Lane here.
Yeah, but I can answer that. You know, the parking is to the right. Technically, you get off the circle if you go and park.
Correct. I mean, in other words, I've been there many times. You go south on
Right.
Figueroa, you enter here to
Right.
Christmas Tree Lane. If you're gonna park, if you're watching my little arrow, you go into there, but I think they're saying we're not parking, we're just
No,
gonna.
no.
Right, you're going
parking's
around the
to
circle.
Parking's
Yeah.
to the right. Parking's to the right.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
the circle, we're just gonna go all the way around the circle, and there will be volunteers at every, at every 6 feet or more to show them exactly where to turn on the circle, so people
Right.
don't end up in the parking lot down underground.
Correct.
Because I have seen people do that. So we'll have people positioned in so it'll run smoothly.
Right.
And I think it'll be fine. It's just a matter of us getting people to the site because it's different. And having a batch of volunteers that usually come from Mark's office, from Empowerment Congress, and
Right.
other
Yes.
places where they normally come.
Yes, we're all ready.
Yeah, I've never ever relied on registration numbers, even though that says 45, it may mean 90. We encourage everyone to register, but not everyone that wants to participate has access to register. So, well, as long as they show up, I'm fine, because I have something for everybody to do.
So can you register it on site?
Well, you can, but you can easily do it right now. Theycountwillyou.org, but yes, they can.
Okay.
But they don't have to at that point because.
Okay, okay.
But then again, this time is different because as long as one person in a car has a phone, I'm fine. Not everybody has to have a phone. We've had people come and get on the bus and go count.
Yeah.
So I always have given Metro cards out to people as well. And if I ever had any left over, I would give them to the homeless.
Okay, Tori or Vanessa, I have a question from Laura. Where I am, I can't raise my hand, so sorry.
Okay.
Would it be best if somehow UNNC and the rest of us doing outreach in advance work really hard to find teams of 3 and then have them sign up as a team
Yes.
on this site, so that in other words, sort of advance the notion of go with your quarantine pod or, people you're comfortable with.
Right.
And then have only one person sign up, but have everybody's information so that when they do the sign up, because I'm seeing you can do here your name, and then are you registering as a team or an individual? So you can click team of 2 or more, right? And you put in the number, but you can also then add in everybody else's information.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's the goal, to get
Right.
everybody.
So the question would be, how, for us, how do we do outreach that helps people then create their teams?
Send this link, put that link on the website and on the webpage with some, have Raheem do some kind of exciting little blurb that says, please register for resources, more resources to come to your community, or something to that effect, so that they'll go ahead and register, and say, please register as teams, because this will be a drive-through count, something catchy. He knows what to do, but I would put it on the website, put it on Nextdoor, and put it at West and Adams. Send the link to Donna as well, for the West Adams Avenues meeting on the 9th. And then also at our church, I talked to our senior pastor today and asked, could we put it on our website as well? And then I'm going to ask Mary, put it on her website as well, or however they're outreaching with Empowerment Congress. And see, that should take care of it for the most part. They say 125 volunteers, but we've always had almost 200. Ooh,
Right.
something got in my throat. Okay, so
but how many teams? I mean, in other words, it's really not about the numbers anymore. It's about the teams. How many teams?
It's always about the numburs, because
well, I know that, but if
I've
we're
always-
going, but if
so
we're going,
divide 200 and that divided 3 into the 200. So that would give you about how many teams we're trying to reach.
Tori, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm the iPhone person.
Oh, wonderful.
Laura, I did email you and Tori the presentation. So if you wanted to pull it up, I apologize. I don't know what's happening with my internet right now. I think my computer also just has too many windows open. But we are encouraging people. Yes, I know that people are going to show up on the night of the count.
Yeah.
However, we're wanting, so we don't have a bottleneck and to avoid standing in long lines like testing sites and other things like that, we're going to be in vehicles, and it'll take longer and kind of clog the process that we're doing. So as much as possible, we're asking people to do this prior, but we do understand that there will be some bottleneck, and people need assistance with downloading it, creating all of it, and then watching the video. So, but if you do register as one party and then you find 2 other people, it's okay to show up together, or somebody parks a car and then you go, you'll have your parking validated. You just need to be in communication with each other, like have each other's numbers, text or call and say, I'm here, come get in the car. Then you pull in together and say, hey, we registered, but we didn't register as a team. Here are our names. And that's totally fine too.
Yeah, but we have to get everybody's authorization sheet signed anyway. So I'm gonna know who all is participating, and I've had to call people at home sometime to say, "You didn't check back in. Are you home safe?"
Right. Yeah.
So I need to know who everybody is.
okay. If you can see the screen, I think I'm where you left off.
Yes. So on this slide, you can see, if you click on any of those flyers, it'll take you there. And then you can also see the youth count that you can register for.
Okay. And I will put this in our agenda packet so anybody after this meeting can go to the agenda packet that's on the agenda, download this and do the clicking ons.
Right. And if you go to slide 10, if you go up one. This has direct links to those deployment sites. So you don't even need to go on the website and get confused by anything. You can literally click those
Oh,
those
yeah, this
links,
is better. Yeah, right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
and it'll take you right there, and you don't have to worry about putting in your zip code or anything like that. You just need to have the names, and, just as much information as you can provide on the website. You don't even have to have all of your party's information. You just need to, they need to be 18 or older, and they just need to just say they registered with you or individually. But if you go to slide 12, this also has a homeless count. That's the volunteer training video. It is 17 minutes long. And I know the virtual trainings for the volunteers is an hour long, but this is the bread and butter. If you forget, like say you watch it now and you forget, the day of, you can click on this as a cheat sheet that I'm providing just low key to our spa to make sure we are as prepared as we can for the night of the count, and that we can just be as smoothly as much as possible. And then slide 16 and 17 just kind of go over, this was what it would look like if you didn't have the direct links. But on this website, you can go and click on if you have frequently asked questions, if you wanted to have other information, those are two different links and resources for you. So I think that's pretty much it. The rest of those slides are how to do it. And I have just put you all directly in that. This is if you didn't want to volunteer in SPA 6, you could register this way for another day to do the homeless count.
Mhm.
And this
All
is
right,
what we
no.
saw on the web. And
Right.
there we are. Okay.
Right. Yeah, we don't never offer that information if you don't want to do SPA 6. We could say if you want to do
Right.
if you want to do a count in addition to SPA
There you
6.
go. I'm sorry. In addition to on another day. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, because I may want to go help Culver City or someone else,
Right.
'cause,
Right.
yeah, so, but we will never turn them down for 6.
Right. And then Laura, if you wanted to go to slide 8 real quick, and then if we can just think about the
Okay, tell me which one is 8, because the numbers on the PDF may be different than the page numbers.
oh, okay.
Is
Keep
that
going. Keep going. That one right there.
okay?
So we're hoping that we are going to do the top type layout for Exposition Park. So that's why we're asking when people are checking in that they've already done I believe we're moving to do electronic version of the consent form. I don't have a 100% approval on that, but I think that was something they were working on. But
Really?
I will be providing though the box to you all with all the consents, the maps, the census tracts, Tori, I believe the week of the 7th. So I'll coordinate with all the deployment site coordinators to distribute those boxes during that week.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because it could go haywire if I don't have them consensus. I don't know who's who, when, where, how.
Right.
Yeah, we have to have that.
Mm-hmm. But
Mhm.
if Laura, if you want to go up just 2 more slides. 1, 2, 1 more. There we go. Again, you guys can download this app right now, and that icon is what it actually looks like when you're looking it up on the Google Play or on your iTunes. Yeah, that one right there. And then you just type in Aikido Connect is the app, and then you just put that invitation code. And again, you'll have all this information. So when you are sharing it with people and they have these questions, you can kind of guide them through this presentation. I try to put as much information for people to have direct access and reduce the amount of confusion and questions. But even though people might have questions, if you go to the frequently asked page on They Will Count, Will You, which is the direct link that I put on slide 11 with all the flyers, you can just click on that and it'll answer some of the questions for the Aikido Connect and things like that. Right there, yeah. If you want to click on, oh, one more, you went too far. Go back one.
No, back.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that slide. Nope. Okay, try that one. Yes, I'll guide you there.
click on
Yeah,
that
well,
one?
I don't know if I click here, I'm not sure I've got the screen sharing set up
Oh,
for,
okay.
the internet on this particular screen share. Because I have to
Okay.
click other things on the screen share to get to that.
Well,
Right.
there's
let me check that.
Okay, there's questions about Aikido Connect. There are there's a lot of Q&A there. There's also some promotional videos about the homeless count. So I just encourage you just to kind of explore that, and it's at your fingertips for your knowledge to help with this recruitment process.
Wonderful, wonderful. Sounds good.
Okay, so may I stop the share?
Yes, thank you so much. Sorry for technical difficulties.
No, that's not a problem. So,
It happens.
so Vanessa, I think while you were switching from one to the other resource to be on this call, I was asking the question, since we have a specific number needed for our count, West Adams count, but those are people, but we're putting 2 or 3 people in a car. So I'm really kind of wondering how many teams versus how many people. Whether they're teams of 2 or 3, how many teams do we need?
I haven't broken those down with those. Yes.
All you do, take your phone and do 3 divided by 200.
Well, yeah,
And
but I
that's
mean, I'm asking this because I think you then have it broken down by census tracts, right?
No, I don't. And I don't know if this is my 10th or 12th year doing this, but this is Vanessa's first. so I'm helping Vanessa.
All right.
She's doing the presentation. However, I never have done it that way. I've always counted on at least the 200 people. And if I do not get 200 people, we always have people willing to go out more than once. I know Jeff went out at least 3 times one year with his team. And this year we have the most tracks we've ever had, which is 68. And the most we've ever had in the past is 55, 58 max, because they gave us a couple little extra. But we've always completed 100% of the tracks, always. And so I don't expect anything less this particular time. So I just think we just have to do what we need to do to get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
200 divided by 3 is about 67 teams.
Is that what you got, Paula?
Yes, it's 6.
Yeah. Okay, because sometimes we have teams of 4. Sometimes I know I had Reverend Bowie one year, took the church van, and there was about 5 of them in there, but they had walking tracks. So it was better for them for walking purposes, because 2 could go one way and 3 could go another, and they could do their count and register what they needed to put into the system. So it depends. It depends on how they come. If I don't like to send just 2, because you do need that navigator and you need a driver. And most of the time you have that third person to break a tie of something that somebody thinks they see that they really don't, all that. So it's a lot. I prefer at least 3 people per car, but sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's 5. But yeah, 67 sounds about right, which means we probably will not have 67, but we'll have maybe 50. So if we have 50 teams, then maybe 3 or 4 of them will go back out and do more tracks. But a lot of times I put all the tracks together, and I make sure that if somebody's ambitious, I'll give them 3 or 4 tracks in the beginning. So they're all assigned. I try to assign all of them on the first go round. So that's what we've been doing lately. So those who are all excited, I'll grab some of the tracks that are contiguous and allow them to take maybe 4 or 5 and get them done like that. So.
And Tori, that's kind of what, so they did assign 58 census tracts for that site. And so the number of the 125 is also hoping that volunteers will take at least 2 census tracts each. So as a team, they're taking a collective number. But of course, nothing's going to be perfect, and you are going to have more ambitious people who are willing to do more. But we're wanting volunteers to have at least to be assigned to 2 census tracts.
Yeah, but it's not gonna work like that either, because it's a Thursday night and a lot of people have to get up and go to work. So those who say I need to go to bed by 11 o'clock, they get one.
Right. And
So-
I do know that there might be some flexibility of the start time a little bit earlier. And then also times to make up those tracks that are missed the night of the 24th. So those are still in discussion, but I have an updated census tracts for each of the deployment site coordinators that I'll be sending out tomorrow. And it'll have a breakdown of all of the driving and walking tracks separated.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good. Cause and then bring me 2 different color markers so I can mark them on the map.
okay.
And lots of pencils and but when you and I and Tiff was on the phone yesterday, didn't you tell me there was 68 tracks?
There was initially 65, but after I worked with our data team, it came down to 58.
Okay, that's much better. Laura,
Right.
you have a question?
Yeah, I do have a question. These I assume are Washington Boulevard and South. Is
Huh?
that correct?
No,
This is
they
a
go
Vanessa
on-
question.
I
I mean, in other words, I know we have another.
SPA 6 starts at Washington Boulevard and then goes south really far.
Right.
We this count, our particular map goes all the way to La Cienega.
Right.
And then it goes all the way east to the 110 freeway.
Right. So the main point I was making is I did take a little look-see on the main website and figured out that even though the area north of Washington is also still UNNC, the staging area is so far outside our boundary, our footprint, that I think we're just going to be, as a neighborhood council, encouraging everybody for this counting site, for lack of a better phrase, and not even bothering with because it's Pan Pacific Park is the other one.
Oh no, it doesn't go that far.
No,
No.
the staging, not for us, Tori, but north of
Oh.
Washington, the staging site is looks to be Pan Pacific Park. And that's so far away from Arlington
What's
Heights, for example, and Harvard Heights, that I think will just be encouraging everyone to go to do this one, which is what you want to hear anyway.
Exactly. Exactly. Exposition Park. That's
Okay.
that's the only mantra we want to hear.
Okie doke.
Does
Okay.
anybody
Any other?
else? I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just going to ask the same question. Does anybody else have any questions that I can't answer right now?
Yeah.
I have a
Corinne?
question. Would we have another meeting prior to the main event? Just, I'm not so sure for next month in February.
No, actually, our meeting is like tonight was supposed to be the count tonight, right? So
Correct.
next month, our meeting is scheduled on the count night again, because it's always the 4th Thursday for the count. And so we fluctuate from the 3rd Thursday to the 4th, so we can. And that's another thing I wanted to mention, Laura.
Yeah.
On the agenda paperwork, it has our meeting scheduled for the night of the count. Is it possible that I can have a meeting scheduled for that 3rd Thursday?
It would need to be start no later than 6:30, because we also have communications committee that night at 8.
I know. That's fine.
So the
6:30
answer is
fine.
yes, but.
Yeah, 6:30 is fine.
All right.
Eliminate the buts.
Okay.
And I can come and present again if that would be helpful. I'm willing to present on the weekends, or
Sure.
if any of you are having any networking meetings with your various parties, like just let me know when, and I can provide a presentation like this. Hopefully my internet is not a pain.
Well,
But
Vanessa, it would be fine for more like a 5 to 8 minutes at the
Okay.
governing board. At the governing board is what I was going to say. If you want, we can talk offline.
Yeah,
But not a 38 minutes at governing board.
sure,
Right.
that's totally fine. Just let me know when and where and how long, and I'll
Okay.
adjust as needed.
Yeah, the main thing, that map that we looked at yesterday, do you have one of those that shows the entry point of the circle?
I'm working to, the person that I'm coordinating with, she's out sick right now, but I'm hoping to get a more updated map added to that website, so it's not as confusing. And it's a
Right.
little bit clearer on the Christmas tree lane part that is right there. So
Yeah, because as long as they get to the entry point, they'll see us all out there. So
Right.
that's not a problem. But I like that map that had the entry point that showed it very visibly. I like that one. So
Oh, I'll send that to you and Laura right now, so you all can have it and attach it with that presentation as well.
okay, sounds good. And then any other questions for Vanessa or myself? Okay.
I want to make a comment. Vanessa, you'll survive this. I promise you. You may have
Exactly.
got a lot more gray hair, but you can go to the drugstore and just get some hair dye. But you will survive this, and you'll be a
Thank you.
stronger person because of it.
Right, right.
Exactly.
I just keep
Exactly.
thinking that every day.
Yeah, you'll be okay. It's not as bad as it sounds.
Tori, you'll be there to help me out. I know you will.
Of course. Oh, I'm gonna have to send lots of invoice.
Right.
Just kidding for the
You're
recording.
okay. You're okay. Well, thank you everyone for allowing me to present on this. And please let me know if there's other spaces I can provide a short presentation or just giving awareness about the count and the importance of it. So
Well,
thank you for
have
your time.
two to
I got you.
document, two, the one for the executive board and the one for the next meeting that we'll have on this platform, which will be the week before the count. You may
Okay.
be inundated by then, but it doesn't have to be as long.
Okay. Just let
Okay.
me know with the emails and or follow up with me via email with the information for that meeting, because I don't have that.
I'm gonna call you tonight so I can make sure I have all the links so I can start
So
sending them out.
I got you. I'm sending you the maps right now. So
Okay,
you
make
have
sure I
that.
have everything. And that hour training, so I can see what's different.
Those are just scheduled right now.
Oh, okay.
But you as a coordinator have to take the other training.
Yeah, I know, the 9th and the 16th, or
Yep.
either or. Okay,
Either.
I
Yep.
got it. Okay,
Okay.
sounds good. Thank you so much, Erica.
No problem.
Okay, next we have round robin discussion. If there's no further questions regarding the count, one of the round robin discussions is going on in the community. Oh, Dorit, yes.
The interns, I think it may be just too much and too overwhelming to even think about the interns or what they should be doing. That Greg arranged, someone else on the board, I forget exactly who it was, works at a university.
Sarah
Universities.
Lacey.
Okay,
Sarah
thank you,
Lacey.
Sarah. Sarah's works in a university, got us some interns. Greg sent out a list of how many interns per committee. I think it'd be super duper awesome to have the interns work on brochures, 3 different brochures. One brochure that would be services for unhoused folks or people who are at risk of being unhoused, that would be given out to just community members. So community members, if they see someone on the streets, they'll know how to help or what they can do. Or if their neighbor is a senior citizen lady who's facing eviction, they'll know what to help, how to help. Then it'd be good to also have a brochure that would be given to participants, to people who are currently unhoused or letting them know how they can advocate for themselves, where are some drop-in centers they can get to, depending if they're in spa 6 or spa 4. We know that we are in both spas, where the access center is, where the free laundry is, and all those type of services. So it'd be super duper great if we could use interns for that. That's just my thought. Of course, that's, I'm not a
Well-
leadership of this committee. So if the committee wants to come up with other things to use internships for, or if you want to say no to interns because you're already pulling out your hair, that's completely understandable too.
No, I was gonna tell you that that's a good idea. However, I have a guideline for them to follow to create one that is full of resources. However, I got it from the city. And I know I wasn't going to hand out anything as is. So I called every last one of those numbers and half of them weren't working. So if they could just revitalize that. But we do need to be more proactive in prevention of homelessness, because that's what's happening. You're going to never, ever end this dilemma as long as we have people that continually are on the verge of becoming homeless. And so one big thing that I've found lately is I know 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 houses that have at least 10 bedrooms, and they've been working on it. But the money from the agencies is not coming in a timely manner, and it's not being coordinated with the banks. So they on the verge of being evicted, just trying to help people. So that's a big problem.
So
And
are we
Go
cool
ahead.
with then maybe having and I too know half the things on all the lists are going to be already out of business. That's completely true.
right.
County is probably even a better resource than the city as far as many services that people need, because
That's
the county
true.
is charged with actually doing these things.
Yeah.
I have resources, so maybe between the two of us, we can work with the interns. We could tell Greg to have them hold their horses until after the homeless count. And then we
Well,
can
I
work with
would
them
prefer
together.
that they come and participate in the homeless count.
It's
That's
only
number one.
virtual. The interns can't do in-person
Oh,
stuff.
Lord.
It can only
Oh,
be
Lord.
virtual.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, yeah,
So
you
just-
and I will work on that and getting it together and getting the list together so we can create something that would be a resource to the community, the entire community.
Yeah, so what we'll do is you and I could talk offline.
Yeah.
And just meet with the interns, say this is what we wish from you.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. But there's some other suggestions, I'm sure. Laura?
Well, the only thought I have is that this isn't only a 1 semester thing. So
okay.
if you guys are, I mean, in other words, talk to Greg and Sarah, but I suspect if this goes well, we can have fall interns and spring interns and then fall interns and then spring interns. So the thing with using interns, of course, is we have to figure out how they're getting an educational component, not just how they're doing work for us. So I think it's an excellent idea to have the interns, fact checking, I guess, those resources and finding out if there's others and then doing brochures. But I don't know if our time frame works for this semester because they started classes already a couple weeks ago. When I say I don't know, I mean I don't know.
Laura, I talked to Greg about it, and he encouraged me to start now and not to wait until fall. I think it'd be way smarter to wait until fall, but per Greg, we should jump on this puppy now.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, better take advantage of it while you can. I see Yosef has joined us from the senator's office. Hey, Yosef.
Hey, everybody. Good evening.
How you doing? How you
All
doing?
right.
Good to see you. Even though I don't see you, but good to talk to you. What's new at the senator's office?
Well, I guess we've got some good feedback. I think Teresa, she emailed me saying that Caltrans was out there giving her a tour. So for everyone that's out here on this meeting, our office can tell Caltrans to, paint up that graffiti, replace signs, do anything on the state property. So If you
Oh,
see
yeah.
trees or bushes or anything that's overgrown, then that's my bread and butter. So I could just
Oh,
tell.
okay. Well, I think that was a Benny Potter Park situation with the graffiti, and I think it needs, I don't know if it's been taken care of or not yet. Does anyone know on the call? Donna,
We-
anybody?
we-
Well,
Donna and
actually, Mary knows too.
Well, go on, Donna.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the thing about it is Joseph is from the assembly person's office,
No.
right, Joseph?
Senator.
Okay, and the thing about it is, okay, he's helping us with Caltrans only, the freeway walls and the areas that are state involved. The park is a little different and we're working on that right now. Mary is helping us. So that's getting taken care of, but Joseph would not be on city property.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you, Joseph, and hello.
Thank you, Donna.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
as far as you know, I'm trying to help as best as I can. Caltrans is its own bureaucracy, so
Hey, maybe they can come up with a couple of dollars and pay the homeless to paint those doggone graffiti walls.
Yeah.
You
Good
never
luck
know.
with that.
Hey, you never know. It's all
Yeah.
possible.
Sorry, I think I do.
You get off the, yeah. Everything's possible. I believe that. That's all about communication and training. But anyway, thank you for joining us today. And I haven't seen you since MLK celebration, but I thank you for participating in that as well.
yeah, I mean, just send us whatever we can try and help with. We're State Department, so
Right.
we can't do everything, but like certificates. So
Right.
certificates, that's easy. I could print them from my computer tomorrow. So if you got,
I know. I know.
so if you got certificates, then
Okay.
send them my way. I could do that
Okay.
tomorrow as soon as possible.
Okay, I appreciate that. They're working on a humanity project now. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Anybody else have any questions regarding the homeless or Laura?
Yeah, I do. So I made my first attempt to speak to the young man who is homeless. We talked about him last month.
Right.
Who's homeless, but kind and considerate and polite at Western and 18th. So he goes back and forth between the two shopping centers, and he, buys food at Wingstop and goes into the CVS and then sleeps sometimes in the Bank of America ATM room, sometimes at Subway, which is open 24 hours, or the Winchell's, which is open 24 hours. Anyway, I spoke to him.
Did you ever get his name?
Oh, no, I didn't, I wasn't going to push it, but I have a story. And I realize as you start getting the story, there's an onion that peels. But one part of the story is, are there bus passes for people who are unhoused? So his story is that, yes, he wants housing, but first he needs to get back on Medi-Cal. But first he needs to be able to have bus pass, because now you have to pay. I mean, so he knew that the paying was back again, and he wants to be able to, take showers and then get a job. And, so, I mean, it kind of was circular, but the only question I really have in the whole story, because I figured out what he was doing. It was like, but this, but that, but this, but what about bus passes?
Yes.
The ones I had was only one way, one back, but so I would give them 3, 4, 5 so they
So
can
it's like
have.
bus tokens.
Yeah, Mary.
Tokens.
Yeah,
I think they have bus tokens that LASA and HOPEX and they can all provide them the tokens to ride the buses.
Vanessa, can you find out if you can get some tokens?
They don't give out tokens anymore because there's no more tokens, but any homeless services organization can give out tap cards to participants, to clients who they are working with. Laura, please do an LA hop for this man.
Okay.
Just do an LA hop. It's one of the best ways to make it go through, and then send that LA hop to Mary. You're going to get an email back from LASA. What I suggest you do is you send that email to Mary, and to Vanessa so they could encourage the agency that's in charge of that, and it would probably be PATH, based on where it's either PATH or the center, based on it's on the other side of on Washington.
Yes.
They can the council office can encourage the agency that's supposed to be reaching out to reach out. It makes a hell of a difference. CD10 actually has, well, LASA has a roadmap team that covers CD10.
Right.
So Mary, you could send it to the roadmap team from LASA, and believe me, that will get it much more elevated than the thousands of LA hops they get a day. So I really
Tori,
suggest
you know,
do that.
Roger. Tori, have you met Roger in my office?
We just had Zoom calls before. I haven't met him face to face.
But didn't
So
Roger come to one of these meetings?
Probably, yes. So Roger is our new homeless deputy. So, but you can send it to me and I'll get it to Roger, but he's out there in the field. He's working with all the agencies in the appropriate areas. So he is our field deputy for homeless issues, everything related to homelessness. So, but Roger Estrada, or you can send it to myself and I'll make sure Roger gets it. And
send it to Mary, just save time. But in the meantime, that brings up another point. Vanessa, every time I do the homeless count, Metro usually gives me a stack of the bus passes, the tap cards. Yeah, they always give me a stack for those who wish to count that do not drive, that will get on the bus and count. So, but usually we only have 1 or 2 of those every year. And so I end up giving it out to people that need them, you know, within the month or so. Yeah, as I come across people. But like I said, they only good for, I think, 1 way up and 1 way back or something like that.
One trip.
Yeah, 1 trip. Yeah. So is Vanessa still here?
Yes, I'm still here, Tori. I haven't heard of us giving out bus passes, but I can see if I can get some of those just for our area, because I did raise concerns about gas and the cost of driving around and people not having automobiles and things like that. So I can ask and follow up and then get back to you on that. I will ask my leadership team.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'll help you out by saying probably be quicker to even call Metro and let them know, because they usually give me a stack, and Jackie usually brings it to me. DuPont Walker, she usually brings them to me. Okay, so let's follow up with that. What else?
And I want to say, noting that when a person you're talking to has a but this, but that, but this, but that, there's something, obviously there's a reason why that person's not housed.
Oh yeah, usually.
Yeah. But he's very, very nice and polite and keeps himself clean and has, you know, so I mean, this is someone I think could be brought in off the street if only the right person said the right thing.
Right. Okay. So you say he's on Western and 18th.
Yeah, I mean, in other words, if you were to drive over there right now, I would be guessing he's in front of the Panda Express or the Wingstop or inside the CVS. But later in the evening, he's, you know, when they close, he's going to be on the other side near the McDonald's, Subway, you know, etc.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know exactly.
Yeah, where he is during the day, I have no clue.
Right. Okay. Well, he will get counted. Okay. But in the meantime, yeah, we can okay, Vanessa, that was the other thing that I had mentioned, the LA HOP process. Do you know that process, Laura?
Well, I can review the Zoom video of Tori's presentation on it. So don't worry about it. I can do that. Because we had it on one of these agenda and
yes, we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Okay, so are you willing to do that?
Yes, I am.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so let's see what we can do and how we can expedite that, and then keep us posted on the time frame from point 1 to point Z or point 10 to see
Mhm.
how long it actually takes to respond.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what I need to see, how long it's taking for these things to occur.
All right. So I
any-
want to give you a heads up that my internet is beginning to look weak. So
Okay.
we might want to wrap up. I mean, I'm seeing how it's getting smaller and smaller on the screen.
Well, we're gonna finish in less than 10 minutes anyway. Pastor Chase said he has to go to another platform. Okay, please keep him posted. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, what we can do is just start as of tomorrow to put these links onto these websites and get people registered. That's the main thing right now. Joseph, you gonna help us do the homeless count? Joseph? Did he disappear on me? I'll call him tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So anything else? Hugh, you okay over there?
Nothing from
Hugh? Okay, you good. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing everyone next month on the 3rd Thursday, so we can do the count on the 4th Thursday. But between now and then, let's get our websites populated so we can get these volunteers in here. And Vanessa, I'll call you in a minute, make sure I have every flyer I need so I can get it on our website. And then the links that all the volunteers need to review before they come.
And if I can get the flyer, I have a database of about 7,000 people.
Right.
And
okay.
if I can get the flyer, and I can do a blast.
Right. And that's what I was
flyer.
Right. But Vanessa, make sure it's the flyer that only has the 24th.
Mary, can you put your email in the chat, and I'll make sure that you get that.
You know what, my computer's about to go too.
I'll send it to her. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay,
gonna call her as soon as we get off of here.
Okay. Sounds
Okay,
good.
sounds good.
Okay. Well, everyone, we had a productive meeting, and it's 8:22. So Hugh, I'll adjourn the meeting at 8:22 due to internet flaws. No. Internet burnout for everybody. Everybody losing their power. Oh gosh. Okay.
All right.
Well, I'll thank you everybody for being participatory, and we'll talk soon.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Karen, you ready to get to walking?
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay. Okay.
I got my team. I got my team.
Oh, and everybody's registered?
Yes.
Oh, good. Perfect. Okay.
We're gonna start the training.
Oh, good. Just go online. You can do that online now.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
perfect.
you.
Thank you.
I'll see
on
you
the
next
24th.
month.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.